Hello, my friend, and welcome to another episode of English in Ease. I'm Emily, and today we're going deep into a topic that's truly a game changer for your English journey. Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself silently translating in your head while trying to speak English? You know, that moment where your brain scrambles to convert your thoughts from your native language into English, word by word? And by the time you're ready to speak, well, the moment's gone. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I used to do it too, and so do millions of learners around the world. But here's the thing. The secret to becoming fluent in English isn't about knowing every grammar rule or memorizing thousands of words. It's about something much simpler and much more powerful. Thinking in English. Yes, training your brain to think directly in English is what separates hesitant learners from confident speakers. So today, I want you to stay with me because I'm going to walk you through exactly why this shift matters and how you can start thinking in English, just like a native speaker. Let's begin by asking a simple but important question. Why is thinking in English so essential? Well, when you think in your native language first and then try to translate, your brain is doing double the work. First, it forms a sentence in your language. Then, it tries to find the matching English words. And here's the catch. Sometimes, those translations don't even work. For example, in some languages, the sentence I am cold might literally translate to I have cold. But in English, that sounds completely unnatural, right? That's why thinking in English helps so much. It bypasses that whole messy translation process. Your brain starts forming sentences the way native English speakers do, automatically, naturally, fluently. And when that happens, something else changes too. Your confidence. Because when you're not constantly pausing to translate, you sound more fluid. You speak faster. You stop second-guessing yourself, and people understand you better. Even your listening skills improve. Why? Because your brain no longer needs to decode everything. Instead, it processes English as it hears it, like music, flowing smoothly from one word to the next. This is how you start to feel the rhythm of English, not just study it. And there's more. When you think in English, your pronunciation improves too. That's because your inner voice starts using the sounds and stress patterns that English naturally has. It's like tuning your mind to a different frequency, a frequency where English just makes sense. So, let's take a quick moment to reflect on this. Thinking in English speeds up your speaking, boosts your confidence, improves your listening skills, enhances your pronunciation. And best of all, it makes English feel less like a subject and more like a second skin. But I know what you're probably wondering now. Okay, Emily, that sounds amazing, but how do I actually do it? How do I stop translating in my head and start thinking in English? We'll get there, I promise. But before we dive into the practical steps, I want to talk about something really important. Because before you can build a habit, you need to know what might get in the way. So let's talk about 4 common mistakes that stop English learners from making the switch. The first mistake? Relying too much on translation. It's natural, especially in the beginning. But the more you depend on translation, the more you train your brain to stay in your native language. It's like riding a bike with training wheels and never taking them off. You might feel safe, but you'll never ride freely. You have to let your brain take small risks. Try forming thoughts in English, even if they're not perfect. And that brings us to mistake number 2. Overthinking grammar. Grammar is important, yes. But if you try to make every sentence perfect before you speak, you'll freeze. You'll pause. You'll lose the flow. Think about it. Do native speakers speak with perfect grammar 100% of the time? Of course not. We make mistakes too. But we keep talking. We stay in the conversation. If you want to sound fluent, You have to be okay with sounding a little imperfect at times. Mistake number 3: fear of making mistakes. This one runs deep. Many learners feel embarrassed when they speak English. They're afraid someone will laugh, or judge them, or correct them too much. But you know what? Every mistake you make is a small victory. It means you're trying. It means you're growing. It means your brain is waking up in a new language. And the final mistake? Not surrounding yourself with enough English. If English only lives in your textbook or in your classroom, your brain won't treat it as real. You need to bring English into your daily life, like music in your ears, stories in your mind, and thoughts in your head. This is called immersion, and it's one of the most powerful tools you have. So let's recap those 4 blockers to thinking in English. Relying too much on translation, overthinking grammar, fear of making mistakes, lack of English immersion in daily life. Recognize any of those in yourself? Don't worry. You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. Because in the next part of this episode, I'm going to share with you 6 powerful, simple steps you can take starting today to train your brain to think in English. It's easier than you think, and it's going to change the way you learn forever. So take a deep breath, grab a notebook if you want, and when you're ready, join me in part 2. Welcome back, my friend. I'm so glad you're still with me. In part 1, we explored why thinking in English is so essential for your fluency, and we uncovered the biggest mistakes that often stop learners from making progress. Now, let's move into something even more exciting: the how. This part is all about action, real, simple steps that you can begin using today to retrain your brain and start living your English, not just learning it. So let's dive into 6 powerful steps that will help you start thinking in English naturally and confidently. Step 1. Name things around you in English. This might sound too easy, but trust me, it works. Wherever you are right now, just pause and look around. What do you see? A chair, a window, a phone, a notebook, a pen. Now name them in English: chair, window, phone, notebook, pen. The goal here is to make English part of your everyday environment. Instead of naming objects in your native language, you start creating direct links between the item and the English word. And once you get comfortable with naming things, take it a step further. Start describing what's happening. For example, instead of just thinking coffee cup, think, I'm drinking coffee from my cup. Or the coffee is hot. It smells good. Simple? Yes. But this habit rewires your brain to think in English during real-life situations. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. I know, it might feel a little weird at first, but I do it all the time, and it's honestly one of the most effective techniques I can recommend. You don't need to speak out loud if you're shy. You can just think silently, like a running narration. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, say in your head, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting ready for the day. When you're walking down the street, the sun is bright. I forgot my sunglasses. I need to stop at the store. This is about building self-dialogue, conversations with yourself in English. It creates fluency without pressure. No one's listening. There's no audience. Just you, practicing in peace. Step 3. Use an English-to-English dictionary. This is a game changer. If you're still using a bilingual dictionary, like English to Vietnamese or English to Spanish, try making the switch. Use a monolingual dictionary where definitions are written in simple English. Why? Because it keeps your brain thinking in English instead of translating. Let's say you don't know the word confused. If you search in a bilingual dictionary, it gives you a translation. But if you search in an English dictionary, you might see something like, unable to think clearly or understand something. Now your brain learns the word confused through other English words. creating a mental network of English vocabulary, not translations. This technique improves your academic vocabulary too. You'll learn definitions the way native speakers do. Step 4. Think in simple sentences first. Many learners make the mistake of trying to think in long, complicated sentences from the beginning, but I want you to start small. Instead of thinking, I should probably go to the store soon because I need to buy ingredients for dinner, just start with, I need to buy food. Later, when that feels easy, you can build on it. You might say, I need to buy vegetables for dinner. Then, I need to go to the store before it gets dark. Start with basic building blocks. That's how language grows, step by step. Step 5. Develop an English inner voice. This one is so important. And honestly, kind of fun. Try to imagine that little voice inside your head, the one that helps you plan your day or reminds you to send that email. What language is it speaking? If it's your native language, don't worry. You can slowly train it to speak English. Start by asking yourself simple questions in English. Things like, what should I eat today? How do I feel this morning? Should I take a break or keep working? Then answer those questions in English too, even if it's just a few words. You're building a mental habit, a pattern where your default language becomes English. And once you get used to this, thinking in English will feel automatic. Step 6. Surround yourself with English. This is what we call immersion, and it doesn't mean moving to an English-speaking country. It means filling your daily life with English, on purpose. Listen to podcasts, like this one. Watch English videos or TV shows, read articles, follow English-speaking creators on social media, even change your phone settings to English. The more English your brain hears, the faster it adapts. Think of your mind like a sponge. If you fill it with English input, English will be what it absorbs and what it produces. Okay, let's pause and review those 6 steps again. Name things around you in English. Talk to yourself in English. Use an English-to-English dictionary. Think in simple sentences first. Develop an English inner voice. Surround yourself with English input. Each of these techniques might seem small, but together, they build a new way of thinking. They create the habit of fluency. And here's the best part. You can start any of these today. You don't need anything fancy, just your mind, your environment, and your willingness to practice. But I know what you might be wondering next. How do I keep this going every day? How do I make it a habit, even when I'm busy or tired or losing motivation? That's what we're going to talk about in part 3. Daily exercises to make thinking in English a permanent part of your routine. You're already doing amazing by listening and learning with me today. So, when you're ready, I'll see you in part 3. Welcome back. I'm Emily, and I'm proud of you for sticking with me this far. We've talked about the why and the how of thinking in English. You now understand the importance of direct thinking, and you have 6 practical techniques to help you begin. But knowing what to do isn't enough. The real transformation happens when you apply it every day, consistently, calmly, patiently. So in this part, we'll focus on exactly that. How to turn English thinking into a daily habit. Because fluency isn't a single event, it's a lifestyle. Let's begin with a gentle practice that starts and ends your day in English. Exercise 1. Begin and end your day with English thoughts. When you first wake up, before checking your phone, before getting out of bed, try to greet the day in English. Think simple thoughts like, today is Thursday. I have a meeting at 9. I feel tired, but I'm ready. This sets the tone for your brain. You're telling it, hey, we're using English today. Then, at night, do the opposite. Review your day in English. Think about what happened, what you felt, and what you accomplished. I finished my work. I had lunch with a friend. I listen to Emily's podcast on English thinking. These morning and evening reflections gently strengthen your inner English voice. Over time, they become automatic and powerful. Exercise 2. Set a no translation rule for 30 minutes a day. Choose a part of your day, maybe while walking, commuting, or cleaning, and challenge yourself to only think in English. No switching, no translating. At first, it will feel like lifting weights for your brain. You might struggle. You might blank out. That's okay. If you don't know a word, describe it. If you get stuck, pause and simplify. You're training a new muscle, and muscles grow with repetition. Exercise 3. Speak to yourself aloud in English. This one's simple and surprisingly fun. Choose any daily task: brushing your teeth, making tea, organizing your desk, and narrate what you're doing out loud. For example, I'm boiling water. This mug is my favorite. The window is open. It's a little cold today. Talking to yourself out loud helps you practice pronunciation, rhythm, and clarity, all without judgment or pressure. It's like having a conversation, but the listener is you, and that's a safe place to grow. Exercise 4. Use English while doing simple activities. This one blends beautifully with your routine. As you walk, drive, cook, or even shower, think in English. Observe the world around you and put it into words. The street is quiet today. I hear birds outside. This meal smells amazing. The goal isn't complexity, it's consistency. You're building the habit of living in English. And trust me, when English becomes the background music of your mind, fluency stops being a goal and starts being a reality. Exercise 5. Keep an English journal. I love this one. It's gentle, it's reflective, and it tracks your growth. At the end of the day, open a notebook or a notes app and write 3 to 5 sentences in English. You can write about what you did today, something you learned, a feeling you had, a goal for tomorrow. Don't worry about grammar. Don't try to sound perfect. Just write. Your only goal is to express your thoughts naturally, using the English you know. Over time, this journal becomes a record of your journey and a mirror of your progress. Let's pause and review these 5 daily habits to help you think in English. Start and end your day with English thoughts. Set a no translation rule for 30 minutes. Speak aloud to yourself during tasks. Think in English during simple activities. Keep an English journal each night. These are not complicated. They don't take hours. They simply require presence, patience, and practice. Now, of course, every journey has its hard days. And I want to be honest with you. There will be moments where you feel stuck. So before we close today's episode, I want to walk you through some of the most common challenges English learners face when trying to think in English, and how to overcome them. Challenge 1. Automatically thinking in your native language first. This is normal. Your brain defaults to what it knows best, but the solution is patience. Begin with single English words or short phrases. If you're in the kitchen, just think: plate, knife, bread. You don't have to force full sentences. Over time, the words will start to connect on their own. Challenge 2. Feeling stuck when you don't know the right word. We've all been there. Even native speakers forget words. Instead of stopping or switching to your native language, describe the word. If you forget refrigerator, think a cold box for food. This keeps your thoughts in English and builds your paraphrasing skills, an essential academic and conversational tool. Challenge 3. Losing motivation because you don't see progress. This one hurts. It's so easy to feel like you're not improving, especially when you don't get external feedback. But here's what I want you to remember. Progress is quiet. It happens slowly and often, invisibly. That's why I recommend recording your voice once a week, or rereading your journal entries from last month. You'll start to notice patterns, growth, confidence, and when you do, it feels amazing. So, my friend, if you take one message from this episode, let it be this: you don't have to be perfect. You just have to practice. Thinking in English isn't about speed. It's not about big vocabulary or flawless grammar. It's about building a bridge between your thoughts and your second language, and crossing it, one step at a time. So here's your challenge for today. Choose one of the 5 exercises we talked about and do it. Just one. And then, tomorrow, do it again and again. You're not just learning English anymore, you're living it. And I couldn't be more proud of you. If this episode helped you, I'd love to hear which tip you're going to try first. Share your thoughts in the comments or message me directly. Let's make this a real conversation. Until next time, keep thinking in English, keep believing in yourself, and remember, every small step is progress. This is Emily from English in Ease, and I'll see you in the next episode. Happy learning.